my channel. I am Maricita Colours in English.
Today I will make in knitting this beautiful necklace, mini poncho or cape. I made in circle, but I use the normal needle. So now we will learn to make this beautiful necklace. The yarn that I use for make this necklace, I use the yarn ethnic fawn or from Hilos Katia, yarns Katia. This is the number 54 and the another is the 55. For make this necklace, I will use the needles number 8 millimeters, the yarn of Katia, and a scissor. This necklace I make from here, from up, and I made increases. And with the increases is like round. You can make more long or longer this necklace and can be like a poncho. I will make my pattern with the same stitches. Here I have 40 stitches. The width of your necklace you must make from the width of the person that you want make this necklace. This necklace has 40 centimeters approximately. For calculate the 40 stitches, I will involve 40 times the yarn in the needle. 37, 38, 39, and 40 stitches. I let some centimeters and I let free the yarn. So here I will begin to put the stitches in the needle. From the center to the left, to the right, and into the needle. Again, with the needle, we catch the yarn from the left to the right and to the needle. You must make 40 stitches or the stitches that make the 40 centimeters. Remember that every yarn and every needle make different the size of our thread. For this, you always must make a little pattern for calculate how many centimeters or inches make your pattern. Here I have 39 and 40 stitches. I turn the thread and I use for make this necklace is the garter stitch, that is the knit stitches for the front and for the reverse. So here I will make 2 rows with the knit stitches or garter stitch. The knit stitch is from the left to the right, from the left to the right, insert into the stitch. We pass the yarn and this yarn stay in the needle of the right and this is out from the left. Again, from left to right we insert the needle into the stitch, we pass the yarn and this yarn stay in the needle of the right and this go out. This is the knit stitch. So I will make all this row with this knit stitch. Here almost I finish the row and I will make the last knit stitch. I turn the knitting work and in this second row I will repeat the same. But here the first I pass the first stitch to the needle of the right. This is for that my thread is uniform. So from the left to the right, I make the knit stitch. This row is the reverse of our thread. The increases I will make in the front of our thread. So I will make only the knit stitch in this second row. Here almost I finished the second row. With the knit stitch, I turn the knitting work, and here in this third row I will make the increases. I am in the front of the thread because the yarn of the begin is in the right of the thread. The first stitch we pass to the needle of the right, and I will make another knit stitch, and here I will make the increase, the first increase. I will make like the knit stitch, I pass the yarn, and we make the stitch in the right needle, and without let the stitch of the left, I will insert the needle, I open the stitch that is in the left, and I will make another knit stitch. So this is one increase. We make in one stitch 2 stitches. I will make 2 knit stitches, 1 and 2 knit stitches, and I will make again another increase. So in this row, every 2 knit stitches we will make 1 increase. And here I make the increase. And now after that I make the 2 stitches, I make out the stitch from the left. So I make the 2 knit stitches and again the increase. So we make like 1 knit stitch, we bring the yarn, and we don't let the knit or the stitch from the left. We insert in this stitch and we make the knit stitch. I will make the same until finish this row. Here almost I finish the row. I will make the 2 knit stitches, and I will make the increase here in this previous stitch. I never make the increases in the last stitch, and I make the last knit stitch. So we finish this row of increases. Here for the reverse, I will make only a stitch over a stitch. The first stitch we pass to the needle of the right without make the stitch, and here I begin to make the knit stitches. Here almost I finish this row. The increases I only will make in the front of our work. I turn the knitting work, and here I will make again increases. This is the 5th row. In this 5th row, I will make every 3 stitches 1 increase. The first stitch we pass, we make the second and the third knit stitches, and I will make the increase. We make like the knit stitch, we pass the needle into the back, and I insert in the stitch of the left again, and I will make the knit stitch. So here in one stitch we make 2 stitches. These increases make that our thread is round. Again the 3 knit stitches, and again we repeat the increase. We must make the same until finish this row. almost I finish this row. I will make the 3 knit stitches after the increase. And here in this previous stitch I will make the increase. One tip, like I said before, the increase you don't must make in the last stitch. If you don't have more stitches, you continue only making the last stitches without increase. Here in this previous stitch I will make the increase and I make the last knit stitch. In this sixth row I will make again stitch over stitch. The first stitch we pass and we continue making the knit stitch. With these increases we make our thread in round, and you can make the increases that you prefer. Always the increases are progressive. In one I make every 2, in the another row I make every 3, every 4, and like this. Here almost I finish this row. I only make a stitch over a stitch. We turn the knitting work, and here I will make the increases again, and I will make every 4 knit stitches we will make 1 increase. We pass the first stitch and I will make the second, the third, and the fourth stitch. And here I will make again the increase. You must make the same every 4 stitches, 1 increase until that we finish this row. Here almost I finished the row. I made the 4 knit stitches, and in this previous stitch I make the last increase and I make the last knit stitch. We turn the knitting work, and in this 8th row for the reverse I only will make a stitch over a stitch. Always the first stitch we pass and we begin to make the knit stitch. Here almost I finished this 8th row. I am for the reverse of our thread. We turn the knitting work and I will make again increases. Every 5 stitches I will make 1 increase. I make, here I have the 5 knit stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I will make the increase. Again I will make the 5 stitches, the 5 knit stitches, and 1 increase until that we finish our row. Here I finish the 5 knit stitches and I will make the increase, and I make the last knit stitch, and we finish this row and turn, and for the reverse I will make a stitch over a stitch. We make in all the rounds only knit stitches. This is the garter stitch in knitting. Here almost I finished this row. This necklace I made the increases until the 9th row, that is 5 stitches and 1 increase. When you make more increases, the necklace is more wide. In this pattern I will make 1 row more of increases. Here in this 11 row, I will make every 6 stitches, I will make one increase. Here I have 5 and 6. And here I will make the increase. So in this row, only we will make every 6 knit stitches, one increase, until that we finish the row. Here I will make the last increase. And now I make the last knit stitch. We turn the knitting work, and here for the reverse I will make only one stitch over the stitches. Like this you will make until that you have the width of your necklace or poncho or cape that you prefer. From here I stop the increases, so only I will make the long that I prefer. We will make one stitch over the stitches. Here I have almost 16 centimeters of long. Here is the 100 grams of this Katya's yarn. Here I will show you how to close the thread because almost is finished my yarn. This yarn is ethnic from Katya's yarn. So we will make only knit stitches for close over necklace. The first stitch we pass, and here I will make one knit stitch. Here I will pass the first over the second stitch, and the stitch stay in the needle. You don't must make so tight, only softly. We make one knit stitch, and the first over the second, and the second stay in the needle of the right. Like this, you can close all the threads in knitting. One knit stitch and one the first over the second. So I will continue until finish this row. Here almost I finish to close all the stitches. If you want a poncho, you can make longer this thread stitch over stitch. And here for close over thread I will cut the yarn, and I will pass into this stitch, I will pass the yarn that I cut, and it's ready. I push for that my work is uniform. When the yarn of the begin is in the right, this is the front of my necklace, cape or poncho. We make increases for this, our thread is round. This size is for teenagers and for us, the adults. Here is the 40 centimeters. And for close over necklace, I will sew another yarn. You can use lace or you can put a button too for close over cape or poncho or necklace. Here I have approximately 49 centimeters from shoulder to the another shoulder. Here I have the 16 centimeters of long. I will sew the jar that I close my cape. I will show you for the reverse how I sew this jar. I try to make one stitch or one loop, and inside I make the needle. When you see that your yarn is secure, you can cut. Here I have a yarn of 50 centimeters, and I will sew here up in my neck. For that I can close my necklace, cape or poncho. And when it's secure your yarn, you can make out the needle. And here in the other side I will make the same. Like I told you before, you can make a bottom here if you don't want to use these yarns for make the lace or for tie your cape, poncho or necklace. And we have ready our beautiful necklace, mini poncho or cape. Here I close my thread. You can make the bottom if you prefer. This size is for teenagers and for us the adults. I want to say thank you to Katya's Yarn for sending me this beautiful yarn, the ethnic yarn. You can see this is another color. Here the increases only were until 5 increases or 5 stitches, 1 increase, 5 stitches, and this is with the 6 stitches, 1 increase. And it's a little bigger. My pattern is a little more white. Remember, subscribe to my channel, it's totally free, and you can find me in Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest. If you like this video, you can give me one like and share with your family and friends. We see us until my next crochet or knitting pattern. Ciao, ciao!